The kind of person that you are dictates your reality. So if you want to change that, you need to change what comes after I'm the kind of person that. And in this episode, we're going to do just that. But first, I want to welcome you to the Conscious Manual, where I help you to love yourself so you can love your life and become a conscious creator of your reality. So now there may be one area or multiple areas in your life where you want to see some change, where you feel stuck. And that's because that area or areas are part of your identity. For example, I'm the kind of person that always seems to be broke. I'm the kind of person that can't seem to find a new partner, or that always finds partners that aren't into me. Or I'm the kind of person that always sick. And so on and so on. You can fill in your own examples. How you see yourself shapes your reality. It starts from the inside out. Not once I get a partner, then I'll feel happy. First feel happy, and then the partner comes. First feel worthy, and then the right job comes. There's more to this, but this is the basis. And a lot of people get this wrong. They try to change their outer reality, try to go out there and obsess about everything external that you actually can't really do a lot about, instead of looking on the inside where you have full control. So if you want to change your relationship with money, change how you see yourself. Instead of seeing yourself as the person who's always broke, who's not good at handling money, start seeing yourself as the opposite. I'm the kind of person that is great with handling money, that is very comfortable with having massive amounts of money. You know what I mean? Big piles of dollars in your bank account. So what kind of person are you now? What is the identity that you're holding within? To find out, here's some homework for you. Ask your close friends, maybe family as well, a partner, how they perceive you. Ask them, send them a text. How do you see me? What kind of person am I to you? So you can gather a lot of information, maybe 10, 20 people, whatever works for you, and filter it through your lens, because some people might be projecting their own shit to you, and other things you might feel like, that doesn't resonate, and other things you might feel like, oh, that's a hidden gem that I didn't know about myself. I actually feel true. There's truth in this. And then combine it with how you see yourself, how other people see you, and how you see yourself. That forms your identity. And it's a great starting point to see where you're at, to distinguish where you need to go, where you want to go. So make a fun little exercise of gathering information of who you are in the world and how people perceive you. And when people have told you in the past, or when you said about someone, that's just the way he is. That's just the way I am. Let's not say that ever again. Because people aren't fixed. That will mean when you were born, you were exactly how you are right now. And I want to bet with you that that's not the case. You can change if you want to. You can change if you put in effort. Here's a personal example how I changed my identity of a person who was always late to a person who's always on time. When I was younger, in my teenage years, in my 20 years, I was always late. I was known with my friends for being the kind of person that was always late. They would meet up at 6 and they would tell me to be there at 5, and I still managed to be on time, too late. I would always prepare too late. I would leave too late. There was something in me that prevented myself from being on time. Because I saw myself as always late, they saw myself as always late. That was the reality. And I actually felt very frustrated about that. I didn't like that reality. I wanted to be on time, but for some reason it didn't work out. Something clicked after a conversation with a friend, that I understood that my behavior was also impacting other people. So I started changing this narrative. I started telling myself that I'm the kind of person that is always on time. Even though I was still late, the narrative inside me changed. I didn't tell my friends because they would probably look at me and like, what the hell are you talking about? You're still late. And then I took action on that inner state that changed. I started preparing earlier to go out. And even though that felt uncomfortable because I was like, why am I already preparing? I can do other stuff. It's not necessary yet. But that was exactly what's needed to leave on time and be on time. So even if it felt uncomfortable, I still did so to lock in this new reality, this new identity. And with this new identity, my reality started to change. And when I had thoughts coming in, no, Emmanuel, you're always late, I changed that. No, that's the old me. The new me is always on time. And then I became the person who was always on time. I would show up always as the first one. I would always be on time. Which is now still the case up until today. I'm always on time. I'm very punctual. And now I'm the one who gets irritated with other people when they're late. My time is precious. It's a form of respect to show up when you say you show up. To respect the agreement you have with the other person. And the funny story here is, I lived in South Africa for almost 4 years. And there's this something called African time, when there's basically no time. When you agree to show up at 5 o'clock, they might show up at 6, they might show up at 6:30, they might show up at 5:30, you never know. And that's like the agreed phenomenon there. And I had so much trouble with that because I was punctual. And working at a place there, I knew, and people knew that I was punctual. So don't come to me with African time because you needed to be late. And sometimes I tried to adapt and sometimes I didn't, but it collided with the new identity that I had of being on time. So that I think that's a phenomenal example how I shifted my identity and how my external reality changed as well. I love being on time. I'm always on time. So now how do you change your identity in whatever way, whatever area of your life you want it? Is it finances? Is it health? Is it relationships? Is it career? Start with one or start with multiple? The first one is to change your inner state, how you perceive yourself, how you talk to yourself. I'm the kind of person that whatever was in there first, erase that and put in a new narrative. I'm the kind of person that is great with handling money. I'm the kind of person that always attracts beautiful relationships. Whatever you want to put in there. Because remember, start with changing your inner reality and then the external reality follows. Your inner narrative shapes your external narrative. Second point. How does this new person behave? Imagine for a second. Sit yourself down in meditation, whatever. The new person, because you haven't been that person yet. Imagine how he or she shows up as this new you. As the person that's always on time. I had to imagine that. Because I didn't know how to be on time, so I had to imagine it. And then I acted from that place. And those two together form the third one. Acting on the new belief reinstates the new belief, which shapes the new reality. And I thought old thoughts come in that state like, what are you talking about, Emmanuel? You're the kind of person that's always late. I'm responding to myself. That was the old me. The new me is always on time. Bye-bye, old me. Welcome, new me. You came into this world with a blank slate. And I like to see it like back in the days when I was in, was that primary school? When there was a blackboard, had to write there on chalk and then wipe it off with a wet cloth. And when it's dry, I could just write all new stuff on there. And this is the same with your identity. You can wipe it clean and write a new one in there. You came into the world with a blank slate. You can start there again. Keep the stuff that you like about your identity and Erase the stuff that you don't like and write it again. Write new programming. Someone taught you to be the person that you are today. So now you can empower yourself and teach yourself how to be a new you. Write a new program to be a different you. Take on a new identity. Take off the old cap and put on the new cap. Reminds me of the Sorting Hat from Harry Potter. And you can choose in which division you're in. Which identity are you writing for yourself? Which program? Which narrative? Which story? What chalkboard? What blackboard? And what chalk are you writing on there? What story? What chapter? What word? Who are you? You can define it for yourself. I'm the kind of person that. Whatever you think about, what area in your life that comes up for you after watching this video, that's the area I suggest you to work on first. To rewrite your identity, because if you start with 5 areas at once, it might be overwhelming. I'm the kind of person that, and I rewrite it. Rewrite your inner state. Imagine how this person shows up. Let the old thoughts at bay, put in the new ones, and act on this new identity. And your reality will shift. It's a fact. It's written in stone. Changing your inner state, changing your identity, changes your external reality. So stop focusing on what you see in the outside, because that follows. If inside you're the one that changed a relationship, for example, and you don't see a change yet in the external, it doesn't matter, because what matters is the internal. So keep focusing on there and ignore the outside. That doesn't matter. What matters is your internal state. Not saying to stop paying bills and all of that, but stop paying attention. Stop putting importance on the external. Start focusing on who you want to be and write that new narrative, because that's how powerful you are to rewrite. It's actually not a rewrite, because it's a new one. A new chapter, a new completely blank slate that you can fill in. Have fun with this. Have fun with creating the new you, with your new identity. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe, share this with friends. And as always, remember, you are epic. Ciao, ciao.